Today's tutorial is minimal effort, maximum results, 15 minutes, hair and makeup done. My model today is Krystal Roxx and it's her birthday and she's off to a concert, so everything we're going to do is for day makeup in the sun. So I'm going to start off by giving her a beautiful glow to her skin using the BECCA First Light Primer. This has got a lilac hue to it, so it's really great at brightening dull skin and it gives your skin that soft focused gleam. Next I'm taking the Murad Oil Control Lotion. Although we want that nice dewy feel to the skin, we don't want the excess oil coming through our T-section, and when you're in the sun that can happen quicker, so to keep it at bay we're going to use this. Next I'm applying the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is a lightweight foundation and it is buildable, but it will give you a nice light to medium coverage if you use your hands. As it's a day look, we don't want to look like we're wearing foundation, we just want a really nice even skin tone. This is an oil-free foundation and it's actually inspired by silk, the fabric, hence the name. So the idea is that it's weightless on the skin, it's silky in texture, and it also glides on effortlessly, and it does all of those things. This foundation is available in 21 shades, which I think is a really great range. And although it's a little bit pricey, it's about £40 per bottle, it does last all day and you do get what you pay for. It is a lovely foundation. To give Krystal's skin that nice sun-kissed appearance, I'm going to use the Chanel Bronze Universelle, and on my ZOEVA brush I'm working that around the hairline and also across the cheeks, so we're going to use it where the sun would naturally hit. So this is a cream cum gel based product. It glides onto the skin like velvet. It's really beautiful. You can wear it alone or you can do what I'm doing and apply it over your foundation. This is about £36, but it will last you forever. To give the skin some security with that foundation, we're going to apply a little bit of the Vichy Derma Blend through the centre of the face. Again, this is just to help make sure that no excess oil comes through and also everything's set in place. To add some glow and luminosity to the skin, I'm using NARS Orgasm Blush and I'm applying this to the apple of the cheeks. If you apply this too heavily, knock it back with your foundation brush. Now I'm applying a cool toned highlighter. This one is by CIATE London and it's Moondust. I've opted for a cool toned highlighter. We're going to be doing the same with the eyes. Everything's going to be cool toned to match Krystal's hair. It kind of reminds me of what we've come to know as a unicorn colour, that kind of pearl purple. I've applied that highlighter on the tops of the cheekbones, the inner corners of the eyes, the tip of the nose and the top of the lip. The first eyeshadow I'm using is by Makeup Geek. This is a foiled eyeshadow. It's called Whimsical. I'm applying a very small amount with my finger and then blending it out with a clean finger. This is quite frosted, so it can be quite intense. If you knock it back, it will look a bit more subtle in the flesh, but when it hits the sun it will really glow. The colour of this is a frosted silver pale pink, again very in keeping with Krystal's hair tone. The next foiled eyeshadow is also by Makeup Geek and this one is called Masquerade and it's a very bright purple. We're going to use this super subtly on an angled liner brush. I'm pushing that along the top lid on the outer third and then pulling it up slightly to give it a nice blend. And then to frame the eye, I'm doing the same on the lower lash line. We're going for a subtle feel, but feel free to apply more if you prefer. To brighten the eyes and make them look bigger, I'm using ZOEVA's eyeliner in the shade Carnet, which is a cream shade. To make the root of the lash look fuller, I'm applying the tiniest amount of Corrupt black eyeshadow super close to the roots. We won't use eyeliner because we want this to be really soft and really subtle. Our new favourite mascara is the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. If you follow me on my socials, you'll know that I recently shot an advert with Maybelline for this mascara, but that doesn't mean I've been paid to talk about this. I genuinely love it and I gave one to Krystal and it's her new favourite mascara. So this isn't a sponsored mention, I don't have to use the mascara, but I genuinely love it and would recommend it. I love the wand, the formula is brilliant and it doesn't flake. Krystal's already got brilliant natural brows, so I'm just extending the towel ever so slightly using my ZOEVA Graphic Brows pencil. The shade I'm using here is Arsenic, and what I love about these pencils is they're only £7.50. Amazing quality, affordable price. For lips, we're keeping it really simple. I'm using MAC's Oyster Gold Lip Gloss. When used on its own, it's quite a cool tone. It's got that pearlescent pink finish to it. It's really beautiful and again very in keeping with what we got on the eyes and Krystal's hair. To set everything in place and make sure it lasts while she's out in the sun, I'm using Pixie's Makeup Fixing Mist. And that completes the 5-minute makeup. It's really simple and really quick to do. I've parted Krystal's hair and I centre parting from the very front all the way to the back. After filming this technique on myself just recently, I was inundated with questions about whether this can be done on shorter hair. It certainly can and I'm about to show you. So I did one plait to the side, I'm going to show you two with a centre parting. So I've sectioned off a small triangle at the very front of Krystal's hair, and I'm going to tie that off with a clear elastic band. Now, like I did with mine, I'm going to create a very small pocket underneath the elastic band so I can push the ponytail through on itself, and this is going to create a topsy-turvy. Then you want to tighten the elastic towards the root by pulling the ponytail, and the hair should bunch up slightly at the front. Moving that ponytail to the side, we're going to create another section directly behind it. So this is going diagonally from your centre parting down to your front hairline. And you don't want these sections at the front to be too thick, I would say no bigger than an inch in depth. So now we're going to take that section and also tie that off with a clear elastic band. So then we end up with 2 ponytails. So going back to the first ponytail, we're going to split that into 2 individual sections. Then taking that back ponytail, we're going to pull it forward so it lays over the top of your front ponytail, so in between those 2 sections that we've just parted. Then you're going to pull those round so it's almost like it's cuddling that back ponytail. Now we're going to take another section of hair, again from the centre parting diagonally to your front hairline, but also include the 2 sections from that front ponytail in this hair, and then tie them off together using another clear elastic band. So this is what it should look like, and now we're going to repeat that process. So taking the front ponytail, we're splitting that into 2 individual sections. The back ponytail comes through the centre. You can either pin it out the way, or if you're doing it on somebody else, get them to hold it. Then while holding the 2 sections from the front ponytail, we're going to take a new section at the back and then tie that all together. And then what you'll start to see is the shape of a plait forming. Before we go any further, we're going to start to pull out the braid at each section. But to prevent it from getting too loose, you only want to pull out the outer edges of the braid, don't pull from the very centre. If you pull from the centre, it's going to become really loose, and you're also going to be able to see right through it, meaning you won't be able to manipulate the braid to hide any of the elastic bands. The hair at the front is going to be the thinnest, so don't pull them out too wide. Keep them quite small at the beginning, then as your sections get thicker, you can pull your hair out further, and it will give that false perception that your hair's a lot thicker than it naturally is. Once you've pulled those out, you're ready to continue, so you're going to take that front ponytail and split it into 2. The back ponytail comes through the centre, which gets pinned out the way. You can then section behind those ponytails from the centre parting towards the ear. Make sure you include the 2 sections from the front and then tie those off all together. Remember to pull out the outer edges of that loop before you move on. This is going to create that nice big braid. This section's a lot thicker, so we're able to pull it out a bit further. So by now you should be familiar with the pattern that we're creating. Once you get towards the crown of the head, you'll find you start to section less diagonally and more horizontally, and then as you get towards the nape of the neck, your section should be completely horizontal. You can do this to either dirty hair or fresh hair. Krystal had just washed her hair and then put in some of the Shockwaves volumizing mousse and then hair dried that in. This is going to give the hair more grip and also volume. And if you've got layers, then it's a great idea to apply mousse. You don't have to use the Shockwaves one, you can use any brand that you're familiar with or that you like. I use the Shockwaves one as I've been recently working with them. This is not a sponsored video, it's just that I have the products and I really like them, so we used them. I shot this on a profile view so you could see the pattern that is creating in the hair, which is absolutely stunning, but also so you can see the volume of the plait as it goes back. It gets a lot fuller, and this is because the hair is thicker towards the back and each section is ever so slightly bigger. If your hair is shorter than Krystal's, you might struggle, but if you do it into 2 individual plaits as opposed to 1 down the centre, you'll find it easier because the hair around your ears is not going to reach the centre of your head, but it may reach 1/3 of the way up, so you may find it easier to do it like that. Once you reach the nape of the neck and you've got no more hair to incorporate, you just do the same pattern, only you don't pick up any extra hair. Once I reach the end of the hair, I just tie a clear elastic around both sections so it becomes one. So this was the reveal when I showed Krystal because she hadn't seen it at all, and I knew she was going to absolutely love it because this kind of hairstyle is right up her street. Krystal can't plait her own hair, she just can't get to grips with doing the pattern and the hand, and she desperately wants to be able to do it, so I said to her, this look is so doable. Using the elastics makes it so easy to do. Because you're not weaving with your fingers, it's so easy not to get confused with this look. It's just a simple pattern. We finished it off with some hairspray. I'm using the Wella Shockwaves one. Again, not sponsored, I just genuinely really like it. And the proof's in the pudding because Krystal is still wearing her hair today and it looks immaculate. So I really hope you guys loved the tutorial as much as I did making it for you. Last week's tutorial was on screen if you've missed it. Please hit the subscribe button on screen if you haven't already done so. And my social handles are also on screen so you can follow me outside of YouTube. Thanks for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye!